let's get the live stream started here. A little chill Danheim music for y'all. Please don't invade Liechtenstein. Danzig or war? Rush? Hey, Credfield. Hey, San Marino. Hey, Vihan. Good to see you guys. If you guys check out the description box, you'll see what we're doing today. It's the Germany historical focus tree that I've created. And I have a whole series on historical Germany that's up on my YouTube page. But we're going to do it live today. So, look at this. Gonzalo and Ikarik are here. Good to see you guys. Ivar's Revenge. All right. Are we going to continue the EU build? No. New game. January 1st, 1936. Let's do it. Germany. Elite Iron Man mode with historical AI. Zeno, good to see you, man. Communist Germany? So, I've got to pay a few debts, and the next thing that's probably coming up is Spain. After we do this, this might take 4 or 5 rounds, unless 4 or 5 nights of streaming, unless I screw it up really bad. Don't do that. Don't give me hope. You guys with the communist playthroughs, man. That's not, I mean, I have nothing against it, but that's not my specialty. Okay, let's set this up first optimally. Okay, so this is going to be a historical build. However, I am going to set up the units how I typically do because that's just what I do. I don't want to lose this. Put all the fast divisions together. Actually, we're going to go to war late. So let's get von Weiss, because we're going to have plenty of divisions here. And then we could even do this. We could have 2 field marshals with von Kluge. Von Kluge. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong the first time. And the optimal guy for over here is Kurt Student, but he always ends up getting sick. So I tend to go for a high supply guy like von Kukler. And then let's get von Rundstedt going there. Good old von Rundstedt. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that on field marshal orders. And I pretty much always draw my lines like this. Rommel. Best turn 1 general? Rommel. Rommel. As we say it in the US. Is Rommel a French name? Or is that just like a border name between France and Germany? Let's see what we're going to do here. So this is going to be a Rhineland first build, of course. Let me pop out the chat here. San Marino was communist for a few years? Really? Mohammed, good to see you, man. You Civ guys, man. I can't believe you guys actually watch my channel. I'm not building a lot of Civs ever. Take out Britain 1940? No, we're going to go purely historical. I'm of the mindset now that Operation Sea Lion was a front. It was a cover-up so that Britain would keep its navy in the homelands so that Hitler could go and do Operation Weserübung. That's the last thing I heard on that topic. Ramel. In California. Dude, San Marino, it is very interesting that you're from Illinois. Based, good to see you again, man. Zeno's from Wisconsin. Gonzalo, I thought you were from Chile, my friend. Or you are Chilean, maybe? But you live in California? I don't know. During World War I, Germany planned a secret invasion of the U.S.? Really? That's interesting. I don't know. Your name's San Marino, so I just thought you're Italian. I'm sorry, dude. I like the Pikachu. Ramel. Okay, Rhineland first. Got my build up on the side here with your chat now. The research slots will not be entirely historical. Like the focus tree build, which drives the history, is going to be where we're at. Obviously, to me, this signals that we should get weapons and equipment first because it's under this 1918 area. I think you start out behind because so the Carabiner 98K was actually available at the end of World War I. Didn't know if you knew that. Learned that, I think, from Forgotten Weapons. And then what we got here is the Leichter Minenwerfer 08. So basically MG34. And it's 36, so we got to get it. Got to go for it. Definitely going to go electronic mechanical engineering. I know some of you are going to give me crap if I go free trade. I completely agree with you. So we're going to stay on limited exports. Hooray! You guys are probably loving that aspect. Now, the way I want to do this, I could definitely take some hints from chat. The way to set up the production here. The way I would like to do it, if you guys would allow me. Max out the infrastructure in all the iron areas. I typically do that because you need iron because I go free trade. And I avoid all the Reichsautobahn areas. We can do that. And then a lot of this iron will basically functionally be civs, if that makes any sense. Because to trade for iron, we would need 8 iron for 1 civ. San Marino, weren't you the guy with all the Italian jokes? Communist Japan or Hungary? HOI4 campaign? Zeno, should I just do Germany, though? I could do Hungary. I'm not very good at the smaller nations, but I'm willing to try. 1 in 9 Americans live in California. Wow, that's cool. I guess it's a huge state. It's not entirely surprising. Luftwaffe attacked factories. If they had attacked air bases, maybe they had won. Well, they did in Operation Barbarossa take out the Russian Navy, and they did attack all of the air bases there. I think that you're talking about the Battle of France, where they did not focus on the British airfields, and they might have won the Battle of Britain. And once England loses air superiority, let's look at England over here. There's nothing to protect the ships. So I see where you're going there, based. That's basically the alt history. If they had done Operation Sea Lion, if you take out the air cover, then the Stukas, the level bombers, all that stuff, are going to be able to go after the ships, right? In the English, that's their strong point. But then you've got a chance. But then how you supply that, for the people that say like, oh, there's no way to supply it, you've got a mile from there to there. I think they could supply it. It's just whether the English could throw everything at it, and the Germans can get lucky, but the English could get lucky too. I don't know. Light tank build as usual. No, I'll go through all the juicy stuff. We'll get to the juicy stuff. And I've got that in the back of my mind. Where we should be. We should be at about like 40 Panzer IVs by Battle of France. We should be at about 300 or 400 Panzer IIIs. And then you actually start out the game, I don't know if you guys knew this, with the appropriate amount of Panzer Is, which I forget is like around 1,000 or something like that. Because I did look into all that stuff when I did my Battle of France video, when I did my Barbarossa video. I tried to calculate the exact size of the tank forces, the types of the tanks that were in, like the Battle of France, for instance, and I've seen numbers on Barbarossa. So we'll get it-ish. We're not going to be perfect. We'll get in the ballpark. Heavy tank Germany build. I'm trying to shoot for 43 with this, so we might get there. Tigers probably came out early 43, but not many, I believe. More people live in California than Canada. That makes sense. We need a Panzer Mouse. I think they actually have that. Right there. This never... They made like 2 of them. And they were just... they're not... They're like prototype vehicles that we found after we conquered Germany. King Tigers... I don't know what the numbers on those are, but they've got to be like 120. Maybe they got up to 200, and then the Tigers have to be in the 500 range, I believe. So you're not talking about huge numbers here. And then Gross Tractor, I don't ever think was deployed in the war. I tried to find this, I couldn't find it. So anyways, let's set this stuff up. Enough chit chat. Did anyone tell me how to set up the civs here? They were in Africa when the Axis was pulling out. That's absolutely correct. The Tigers were. That's what Zeno is referring to. Okay. I know there's some von Manstein lovers out there. He's an excellent infantry general, in my opinion. He can do everything well, but he doesn't really have bonuses to tanks, but that doesn't even matter because he has Trickster, and we will upgrade him with the Fortress Buster perk because I don't believe Scavenger works too well. I think Scavenger would work better on the Panzer Leader, but you never really get that upgrade. I've never gotten the upgrade, at least. My mountain guy is always von Kukler. No. What am I talking about here? What are we doing here? Witzelman. Good attack, good supply. Need that supply in low supply areas like the mountains. Usually go something like that. These colors that the AI is giving me is awful. They all look the same. Who else is not? Okay, you. Go with von Manstein. Okay. Production build. All right. And we've got time, so I'm going to leave every single one of the production lines. If we really want to cheese this, I would just like pump out a bunch of infantry equipment, but we'll get armored cars since that is historical. And it's going to be a lot of fun to throw them in divisions. And we need the towed anti-air. If we get 2 of those, that should be enough. And we should produce the Pact 34s. We're not going to produce a gross tractor. I feel like Germany didn't have that many naval bombers. I could be wrong. If we're going to go historical here, we are going to need the Dornier 19. We're not going to be able to produce that many of them. I don't think they had many of them anyways. And by the Battle of Britain, I think they're all wiped out. So we'll go something like that. We'll go there. And we don't need all this tungsten. Let's help out the British Raj. Why not? If you invade Luxembourg, I will dislike. If you look into that Luxembourg battle, my friend, there were spies on the front lines. Those very first few hours, there was a lot of disruption in Luxembourg. That was the key. That was key to the whole thing. We'll go over it more when we get there. It's not going to be today, though. We got to do strat bombers because we got to do the battle for Britain, you know? It was a prototype heavy bomber. Panzer Waffles, good to see you, man. It's a Dornier 17. Oh, did I misspeak? I'm sorry. What do we got here? Did they mess this up? Should I not go this because it wasn't a thing? Do I smell lift? Aaron, good to see you, man. Okay, who else is unassigned here? Just give him to von Manstein. Okay, that's going to clean itself up. No template I don't care about. Decisions available. We're not going to demand it. We're not going to do the Dutch trade deal. And then we're definitely going to go for the MIFO. All MIFO all the time. Germany starts off with all their divisions fully kitted, so that's nice. And we're not going to exploit Anchluss. But I do need some more divisions out. So we're going to get one cavalry division from Austria. So I'm going to need 22 of these bad boys. Just see if we can max that out. And then whatever they're going to give me over here. Infantry divisions would be great. You're taking historical pretty far? Yeah, dude. I want to make it good for you guys. Now, sieves. We can get synthetic refineries too. Oil is going to be an issue. How much oil do we start off with? 2? That's one thing that we're going to need. But it does make more sense to do sieves first. Bet you guys haven't seen this on one of my videos before. So we'll stick with that. That might be a little too much. Okay, I'm backpedaling already. It's a little scary for me, guys. Not used to this. Let's do a few synths. Let's try it that way, and then the rest mills. Bear Jew, good to see you, man. Tom, good to see you, man. Things are going well. Things are going well in the gaming world. I've had a rough week so far, but I was just so excited to stream tonight. I guess in the gaming world, I've been trying to plug away at Panzer Corps in the background, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about that. I've got a lot of hate on my Panzer Corps build. You guys might have seen that video, which is fine, and there was a lot of good comments. So I've modified my build, and basically I've got it. I got the meta down. We can go all the way to USA West Coast. I'm making that prediction right now. However, in the background I'm playing, and I'm going to play up to Moscow. That's where I just got burnt. And I'm going to have the 10,000 prestige in the bank before we even hit Moscow. I guarantee you, the way I'm playing right now is like lights out. I have changed the general build very little, guys. I haven't changed it that much. There's only one thing different. I think that the general build is close to what it needs to be. It's not a problem. We're doing historical Germany tonight, Bear Jew. Let's get it going here. So during war with Russia, are you going to lose the Eastern Front as well? Yeah, I was thinking about that. I don't think I'm going to be able to try to lose, man. I'm not going to throw it on purpose, if that's what you mean. I was thinking that way too, Panzer Waffles. Like, alright, if we do this completely historical, I'm going to have to lose. No, I don't think I can do that. Most of these guys are going to fill up, so I'm going to keep them. These Dornier, what are they? These 86s were actually, they did not participate past Poland, just to let you guys know. It was the Heinkel, I don't know how prominent the Heinkel 111 was at this point. I did look at the tank numbers very closely, though, so I'm better at that. And I'm pretty sure these biplanes did not participate in Poland either. I could never find a seaplane, so I don't know if that's fiction. And then we should develop some paratroopers, but for later. Intense Stalingrad sounds. Intense Stalingrad sounds. If you want to be super historical, got to go for NSIG. If I don't see tigers this stream, I'll be very sad. You should have gone over the top. You said, I'm going to unsubscribe you. This stream? Oh, well, this is going to be a series, guys. We're only taking you to Poland. We're only going to take you to Poland. We're going way historical here. So our first focus tree here is Rhineland May 1936. We got to schedule it, man, Credfield, if you want to do an MP game. And we can stream it too. No problem, but we have to schedule it. I'll allow it. All right. Remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory close to the French border in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered the German soldiers on, while the diplomatic reactions from France and Britain have so far been muted. Looks like Mr. Terry just went live. For all you Mr. Terry fans, Mohammed. It is no more than Germans walking into their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed. That's a very British saying. Okay, what we're going to go with next is the 4-year plan. And this focus tree build is obviously approximated. It is in the description box below if you want to check it out. So usually I go free trade at this point. We're not going to be doing that. And if you wanted to go completely historical, we would stay with partial mobilization till 1943 because Hitler never moved to war economy until then. So maybe we will go NSIG with this. First guy we're going to get is Martin Bormann. Let's get Rudolf Hess because we're going to lose him. We know that that's coming up. Let's get all the bang for our buck with him. And continue on. Hey, Parker, good to see you, man. You can tell all the jokes you want, San Marino. Can I name panzer divisions in this? Aw, San Marino. That was a dark joke, man. I shouldn't be laughing. Okay, can we do the Xeno Panzer Division? Panzer Division Xeno Morph. Right? No, let's do everything proper. Xenomorph. You're number 1, Xenomorph. You're Panzer Division 1. Did that actually do it? Okay, it did. Perfect. Are you trying to lose on purpose? They don't like it. They don't like it. Okay. There's a few things we're going to have to worry about here. Kriegsmarine. I'll try to show you guys the best way. I get this comment a lot. How do I set up my Navy? Okay. I set them up in terms of speed. There's definitely going to be Admiral Donitz as the sub guy. Just move them both to there. What the heck? Oh, I didn't set up my... Shit. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think that they were using these World War I submarines either. I know that they had them, but they probably didn't use them at all. Okay, I think Haschflot is the new Navy, and then Osti is going to be the Baltic Navy. Schnarrenhorst and Gneisenau. That's historical. Not sure what this Deutschland class turned into. Oh, the Graf Spee. Yeah. That's historical. Let's put these both to Osti float. Okay, now they're going to have a home. Let's take these guys, give them their own little navy. I do Boehm typically. And then we do Raider. These guys with them. Eric Reeder. And then these 4 destroyers are old, I think. You can just put them over there. Did that work? Didn't work. I think that was pretty early for Ethiopia capitulation. Oh, did I just screw that up so badly? I'm sorry, guys. But I can grab him back. Put him back over here. Give him Raider again. Okay, we're good. Oh, they use the World War I subs as training ships. Okay, that's cool. That makes it a lot less sad, San Marino. We gotta rush war economy. It's not gonna happen, man. 43, I'll do it. That's when Hitler went war economy. We gotta do it, man. Can I overcome it? It's all gonna be in the general's play. It's gonna be in the OKW, basically. Okay, what we really need is a good headset here. I'll show you guys something cool. We should go for the Westby and start producing that. We could do that really quick. We don't need radio because we can't produce anything with radio, right? I don't know when they started modifying the Westby. Slim, good to see you, man. Navy. For convoy rating, subs and make 3 for each 1 convoy escort destroyers with depth charges. 4 apiece for destroyers patrol, 2 HC, 4 LC-10 task force. Nice, dude. Luca, are you like a America player slash Britain? You seem to know a lot about the navies. Get the technical computer, I would say. Xenomorph, we can do that for sure. For research speed, gotcha, Slim. We're gonna try to go through as much as we can here. Japan only? Yeah, that's why you know a lot about the navies. Man, Japan, still have only played it once, and that was Bear Jews build, and that was fun, dude. I cannot believe that. I was completely surprised because you have all aspects of the game. You have a land war, you have a sea war, and an air war. Japan's good at all those things, and you're stretched out there, man. That Pacific Rim over there is ginormous. Just gargantuan. I'll show you a trick. What I like to use the horse for, I just trail them. Let's get them all here. So they literally don't have orders, and they just fall in behind my spearhead because I don't want them in the spearhead, if that makes any sense. I don't want them to participate in the battle. What I want them to do is follow the spearhead. So I give them a little order right there, and that seems to work out great. I guess what I wasn't expecting was that war in Japan, or the war in China, was really cool. Okay, next we're going to do Autarky. Autarky. I want to throw in an R there in the beginning. I don't know why. So I'm just going to keep on doing that. I'm sorry, guys. Just a little quirky today. Okay, so back to the Panzer Corps build. So the Panzer Corps thing, you guys are here for HOI4. I want to make it to USA West Coast, and I think I got it. But it's not going well. And it's going to take me a lot of time to get back to Moscow and then show you guys some really good gameplay. But it will happen eventually. I don't know when, but I've got the meta. I 100% have the meta. It takes time to get the meta, though, so... And I've been stretched playing a lot of different games. I have stopped playing Magic the Gathering, though. And I do find that... I'm enjoying these other games a lot more. Magic the Gathering gets a little bit, you start getting blinders on, I feel like. Because after, I only play standard, and after you get the standard meta, you're pretty much done. Did I just cancel the MIFO bills? Is that what I did? Shoot. Renew the MIFO bills. Okay. I forgot how that button worked. Okay, so it's gonna... I don't have to do anything down there. Stop giving me options. I don't have to do anything. God, with 4-year plan. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Okay, now what is more historical? Concentrated or dispersed? I feel like dispersed is more historical. Slim, do you use those torpedo destroyers or whatever? The torpedo cruisers, I guess, is the big deal. Homa, good to see you. I wonder if you can get a bizarre game like I did. Italy guaranteed Albania. Czechoslovakia would not give up Sudetenland and declare war on me. Dude, that's happened to me before. I don't know what the heck. If they declare war on me, they're going to be goners. They got strat bombed into dust, but I feel like at the end of the war, their factories looked like this. So we're going to go dispersed, and also we're going to have a lot of different production lines. This will help me too, since we're going slow. I think if you go slow, dispersed is better. If you go fast for a speed run, then concentrated industry is better. And we're still going to cheese it by going all these. So we'll go mechanical computing next. We need to get the improved computing machine. This is the Enigma code, and basically they had that going into the war. So we need this by 39. And since we're going slow, this going down this line is priority. Dispersed historical. Nice. I like the concentrated, but we got to prioritize the history here. Like we could even get close, but it's fun. It's fun. Is 6 motorized, 2 rockets good template for motorized divisions? I have no experience in that area, but the chat can probably tell you. So I like going Heimar Schacht. I'm sure I butchered that name. Because he's building everything that we're building. Then we're going to lose him when we demand the Sudetenland. But you can get him early on, and we can squeeze some value out of him. So he's going to help us build all this stuff to right here. And so we can get value in each category that he actually gives us. Now let's start getting upgrades here. And I am going to cheese this because why not? Organization first on von Klug. Of course you want a Panzer expert here. Von Weiss does not have upgrades. Von Rundstedt has defensive doctrine. Yikes. I think they've been messing with von Rundstedt. He has an urban assault specialist, but I think we decided that field marshals cannot use general traits. Therefore, I don't even think it works unless you put him as a general. Let's go Fortress Buster. And Guerrilla Fighter. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Rommel never upgrades for me. He'll upgrade if we turn him into a field marshal. Now I regret doing Guerrilla Fighter, but he kind of was a Guerrilla Fighter. Maybe we should take him down to North Africa. Meta history. I know the meta. You got me, Parker. You got me, buddy. Italy starts off guaranteeing Albania. Hey, Caitlin. Which minor country? I don't have a lot of experience with minor countries. I like to play Czechoslovakia, and that's plenty hard. I think it's pretty hard. I mean, there's probably some back east. The Netherlands is challenging, but since they have this puppet, it's not as bad as you think. And then, like, none of these countries in here have any colonies. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a good question, though. Albania's got to be pretty tough if you played them. Hey, Dresden. Oh, you fast-tracked? Could be. Okay, Anti-Comminterm Pact. It looks like on my build I wrote a note. It's November 1936. So that's the next thing that we're going to go for. Which is weird. Because Germany had this pact. The Soviets lost all these at the end of World War I. That was part of one of the treaties. I don't know if it was the Treaty of Versailles or one of the other ones. I don't think it was Versailles. Ireland is the hardest miner? That's true. You have nothing. Brazil, British Raj, and China are the easiest. That's cool. Can you call China a miner, though? That's the question. I guess it was pretty much a miner, though. We don't need excavation, but we get this through Autarky. Might as well get it out of the way. Construction's going to be better. Rushing construction. Just so that I have a chance. This is Elite Iron Man mode, so... Before Versailles, there was a revolution in Russia. Yes, sir. I think at the end of World War I, though, something happened. That Russia lost these states in the Baltic. Hello, Moss Pilot. We just are getting started here, man. You didn't really miss much. Just me ranting on about things. Brest-Litovsk. Yeah, that's what it was. The Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. Brest-Litovsk. It's right here. So you're going to see Brest, like in Panzer Corps, it's just called Brest. But I don't know if this is the Polish spelling. It probably is, since it's Poland right now. But this is the fortress of Brest-Litovsk. And the Germans had to take it during the Polish War just to lose it because they chopped up because the Molotov-Ribentrov Pact, and then they had to take it again. So Guderian, I think, had to take Brest-Litovsk twice. I believe that that's the joke. I definitely butchered how to pronounce that though. Okay, still trickling divisions. Okay, Reichsautobahn. Okay, so here's where we go a little sideways because Reichsautobahn ceremony date was April 1938. However, I have nothing to do during this time slot, October 1936. And I do just want to get this over with before 1938. And it does give me a lot of civilian production capabilities because the infrastructure is going to increase so much. So that's a little bit of cheese, but we're going to take it. We should be fine with the limited conscription. What we're going to want here is to boost our army XP. So I think we'll go Blitzkrieg Theorist first. We're pretty good on research. Yeah, let's do Guderian. I want to make sure that we get all the doctrines in. We should be up to Blitzkrieg by the time we do the Battle of France, so I got to keep that in the back of my mind too. Who's the best field marshal in HOI4? It's hard to say. I would say the one that I'm not using. Actually, there's some Japan guys. You're saying in HOI4, not in Germany. I think that the best German field marshal is Modell, but since Rundstedt gives me the things that I want and Klug gives me the things that I want for these armies, I use this setup. But I think that there was a good field marshal with Japan, and I think I've been told that's been the best in the game. Chat can probably help me out. Slim, they were talking about doing an MP game, but we'll probably have to coordinate on Discord and set up a time then. Be fun to do a custom game. Okay, we got the improved machine tools. Let's see what we can do with tanks. I don't know about the Flak Panzer, but Martyr 3 is a thing. Martyr 3 was a thing during the war, but probably more late. I'll just pick it up now. I don't know if they used Wespies that early in the war. Let's put it down here. Here's your answer, Tomoyuki. I use HOI4 Stream Unlocked. I'm not sure if I can play multiplayer on that. Yeah, I remember when we played the Japan build, there was a god of a field marshal. And he just gets so fed in China. He just really gets beefy. I think I got some of those Japanese generals up to level 8. That's when you know you're doing well. Okay, so after we get Reichsautobahn, we're going to go coal liquidization. The secret about the MIFO is, so the MIFO bills were a thing historically, and they give you all those bonuses at a cost of political power. So basically, they're printing money and hiding the books. I don't know if they actually had to report their books to the powers that be at the time because of the Treaty of Versailles, but they were hiding it and they were printing money, which allowed them to invest in industry and up their military production. And all those Panzer Is that you see earlier in the game were designated as tractor farming equipment. So that's interesting. Coal liquidization. So we're going to get one synthetic refinery, and then we're going to get buffs to synthetic resources. So coal liquidization was a way of creating fuel, as far as I know. I don't know a lot about that. But back to the MIFO bills. The MIFO bills actually are paid for in this game when we go Anchluss, and that's when we get Austria. And then they get paid for again, which means it reduces their political power cost when we get Czechoslovakia. So you use Austrian gold and Czech gold. I believe that's what it specifically says. The reason why I grabbed the Westby and the Martyr is because when we go Panzer III, which we're going to need to do, I don't want my bonus to go on these two things. I just want that out of the way. So there was something very interesting that one of my subscribers had said, or one of my commenters or viewers. So he said, if you put a regiment, let's go deep into some division designer theory here. If you put a regiment, I call these little boxes regiments, I don't know what they're supposed to be called. You put one tank destroyer regiment, and then you put light tanks or heavy tanks wherever you're at, one regiment of that. Basically, he said 20% of the highest armor is used to calculate the armor rating of the division when in combat, and then 30%, hopefully I'm quoting him right, 30% of the highest piercing regiment is used to calculating your piercing during a piercing during combat. I looked at the wiki. He gave a link, and I forget which video that was on, but basically that's what he said. So we're going to try that out today. We're going to try mixing in the divisions, and that's what they did historically anyways. So we'll get a vanilla Panzer division and call it historical, and we'll alter it a bit over time. I purged Tekchetsky last night, used armor, genius, and mass mobilization. It was very strong, easier than mobile warfare because of high organization. So you were playing as Russia. Okay. You have to go. You have to go deep battle with Russia because I tried going mobile warfare, and it didn't work out that great because of the reinforce rate. Now I'm embarrassed. I forgot what I did. I went mobile warfare in my latest Russia build, though. But if you're going to play historically, you have to go mass assault doctrine because of the reinforce rate. Your divisions just get overrun, and you lose all their equipment because there's not a high enough reinforce rate. Okay. This is going to be cheap, and I could get that out of the way. We can say that we achieved the spirit of autarky. I think the Focke-Wulf 190 wasn't coming into production till 1942, so we don't have to worry about that. We are going to have to get MP divisions eventually. Let's hit up that excavation and make sure we have a lot of iron. Excavation is mainly going to affect the iron. It's 10% resource gain. I guess we are at limited exports, so it'll probably improve the resource gain that much more. Do I need this? I don't need this yet. Maybe I do need it. I'm trying to think how many mobile divisions there was in the Battle of Britain. Let's just go 1 and 1 for now. We'll give them to Guderian. I'm going to go von Brockovich when we have the chance. Right now we should do industrial research speed. Let me think about this, or electronic research speed. What do we have left to research, I guess is the question. So it'll reduce the times of these by 15% and the next row. If I go synths, I think it makes more sense to go Krupp than anything else. Production was green all the way and Germany melted? Well, because you went mass assault doctrine, right? I think I tried to do a historical run, and unless you had mass assault, you just get obliterated. It's really bad. Let's see, what else would I like? Oh, other thing that we need to snap up is paratroopers, because there were paratroopers that actually landed in Brussels. I believe with Kurt Student, they took a few air bases in Brussels, and obviously they landed on top of Eben Emmanuel. Okay, synthetic rubber is next. Guess we'll start getting that chromium. Oh, you went mass assault in the right-hand side. I gotcha. Everyone likes deep battle. They love deep battle. Start upgrading these guys. It doesn't look like Raider has upgrades. That's weird. Okay. I think they changed that. I think he used to have them. I'm not sure. Dresden, also on Kreta, Greece Island, the last proper use of German paratroopers. Well, I saw a video on that recently. And apparently the UK was not that prepared for it because of their commander on Crete. But apparently the Germans did not concentrate their landings. If they had concentrated their landings, it would have been much better. And they also avoided... I don't think that there was as much of the UK Navy in the area as they thought. So they could have supplied more by sea, but they didn't know that. And obviously hindsight is 20/20. I don't think I get an upgrade to paratroopers. It's going to take 33 days. Wow. Okay. Why would you want strong supply, the Russian winter, and the great distances in the Soviet Union? Send some tank volunteers to Spain. Oh, we're going to do that? We can do it. We should do it. How many volunteers can we do here? I don't know if I want to take the tanks over there. That's expensive, dude. And take Kukler. Can we give him 3? We'll put the Xenomorph division over there for sure. It's von Weiss, right? Von Kukler, that's who it is. Okay. Send those 3. That's pretty expensive for computing machines. It's pretty expensive for that. Let's get the paratroopers out of the way. And let's not create all these mound divisions. We're going to get some mound divisions from Austria, because we're going to need to save them up for the para divisions for sure. Wow, this guy is mostly made there. Okay, and we're in. Let's give him Model. Aggressive assaulter. Let's see if those spearhead orders actually work. Fun fact, the Germans kept horse divisions in most divisions until 45. Horse regiments as recon, or were they whole divisions, or were they just regiments within a division? God, that's going to be very expensive. And let's get MPs out of the way, because I know we're going to need that after we take Poland. And let's start the intel agency. We'll go for Mauser for infantry equipment, and then basically the next thing that's going to happen, we'll develop infantry equipment, and then we'll be able to use that buff. Okay, Kukler, do your thing. Send your attaché also to get some XP. How do I send the attaché? So we can send air volunteers. It will cost me 100 political power, apparently, to send the attaché. But I'll do it as soon as we can. I think we go extra research slot after this. So we did synthetic rubber. No, we're going Hermann Goring-Werke next. Because I think we need... No, we could have gone the research slot. Let's go for the industry first. Why are we having a tanks attack into the mountain? This is craziness. Just attack right there. So much easier. Britain was the only fully motorized army at the start of the war. Send the Xenomorph division. I need blood. For sure, but I don't want you to, like, spill your own blood in the mountains there. Way too much attrition for those light tank ones. Let's get those Mauser rifles out. How many of you guys knew that the Kar 98K was developed at the end of World War I had no idea. Let's take Madrid. Abwehr. And we'll buff cryptology. Let's make sure I have enough divisions in the field here. Should be enough. Okay, so we got Madrid. We could rush to Valencia. See how that goes. Alright, the Xeno division. I'm going to take these guys off orders because this is just getting annoying. Okay, and the Spanish are filling in behind me, so we should have a nice, handy little spearhead here. As long as I have trailing divisions, we should be fine. This happened in the Spanish War, right? For sure. Send von Kukler. Create a ton of encirclements. Let's get this guy over. Actually, let's get Bolt over. The Spaniards are moving faster than me. What the heck? I guess this is their land. Otto Skorzensi? Skorzeny. We gotta have this guy. Gotta have him. He's the man. He will build an intel network in Warsaw. And we will decrypt the Polish ciphers. Hey, Antonio. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while, dude. Did you know that Texas is bigger than any country in Europe besides Russia? That makes sense to me. I did not know that. Let's see where the capital moves next. Malga. Oh boy. These guys are going to have to go down there. I guess we have to eat this pocket first before we're able to do anything else. Yikes. Because they're just going to take back what they got. Yikes. Slow that guy down. Okay, question is, are we going to be able to hold this? Oh, come on. What? I hate you, Hearts of Iron 4. Why? Russia just had their leadership purged. Too bad we can't attack them right now, right? KDF-Wagen, which was some sort of national spirit that was real in Germany in order to help produce automobiles. That's what this spirit was all about. Don't want those guys getting reinforced. Okay. Enough. Let's go, Kukler. Cut these guys in two. Perfect. See if Kukler has upgrades. Doesn't look like it yet. Grinding that army XP. Kalata, good to see you, man. Hey, Joseph, good to see you. They might get the military coup. San Marino, you and the jokes, man. Is this going to be another joke, San Marino? Are we at war with these guys? No. I guess we have to take them out too. Just focus on taking out this group. Nice. And then I want to keep my panzers out of the mountains. So we'll just go to Barcelona. Did my Air Force ever get over here? Or I don't micro them at all, huh? I've just noticed that I'm not getting air experience. See what their stability is. Whoops. %. Okay, so if we take Barcelona, this is game over, pretty much. Let's walk these guys up. Be better if we could attack from two directions. And then let's go with an infantry dude. That'll help out quite a bit for this little battle. Okay, we got their air base. Unfortunately, I am using the xenomorph troops here against a city. That's not always the best idea. I was interested in doing that. People want Spain, though. San Marino, was that about Calcareous? Calcareous, however you said it. However you pronounce that name. Okay, let me get out of there. The noise was a little much. Okay. KDF-Wagen into extra research slot. A little late, but our industry is really buff now. This looks like we're pretty safe to just go all the way around, but I'm gonna wait. You can get Spain as his puppet if you play as the USSR and send volunteers to them. Oh yeah, because of this area. That's cool. As an OP build. When you're attacking France, that would be really good to have, huh? I think someone may have mentioned that to me. Have these guys go. I thought it was Malaga. Oh, they got Madrid back? Just go over to Madrid. Go for this next. Want to see how my construction's going. That's going quite well. I might want to increase the civilian factory construction, actually. Bet you never heard that on my channel. Okay, we're into Madrid. This looks like we should probably head this way. Looks like a good vector to get into Malaga. And then we'll do a Control B. Get these guys over here quick. Get involved in a battle there. Okay, so we have the paratroopers. Let's just get the interwar artillery unless we can get this pretty quickly, or that's not bad anymore. We'll get the computing machine. That computer on a cart. It's pretty cool. I was like, oh, how are they beating us? It looks like they had the tank division right there. Let's keep going with passive defense. And Fritz Schneider. Looks like a good old boy there. And the way I've been told to do the intel network is split up the spies. And that way you'll build up the intel network faster and be able to complete missions quicker. Okay, we got the MP. Just got that out of the way. Don't have to worry about it anymore. I am a little worried about our warfare doctrine, but we're going to get buffs to that soon. And we need to get the Pact 36 soon as well. Let's get these artillery upgrades. Okay, extra research slot. Now we go Army Innovations. That's cool, Zeno. He was an artillery officer. Was he, where are you from again? Great uncle. Wow. Okay, so we got the next research slot. Let's go for the Pact 36. And I want to be prepared for the tanks that we get. But I want these guys to perform well too. We can't do Brockovich. And we can't do Romel. Trying to see here if we can get anything air-wise. It doesn't look like I do Aero Innovations. Let's go division recovery rate, 8%. That's pretty good. I'm not going to go the logistics guy because I don't think that the Germans were great at army logistics during the Barbarossa campaign. Now this says MP38, but I can't go that yet because it's too expensive. But we got to think about that because it does say MP38 and it's almost 1938. So that means that gun must have been developed in 38. It might have only come into service in... I saw a video about that too. It was... I think they were slotted for 40,000 by the time the Battle of France, but military history quoted that they had like 8,000, and that they were peppered all throughout the army. They were not given to specific units, which it seems like that would be what you would want to do. Let's get radio out of the way. Yeah, I think the Russians were like, why would we build a road? Someone's going to invade us. Like, there's no point in building roads. Like, frickin' Napoleon's going to come back from the grave and just invade us. We've done this. Don't build roads. Are you crazy? I think the reason why I don't go Army Innovations, they did have JU-88As and they did have BF-110s. I could go BF-110. But the thing is, the cannon Vogel probably didn't come into being until 43. Focke-Wulf was probably like late 42. I'm not worried about the seaplanes. This is Germany. This scout plane was a thing. I don't know about this scout plane. It looks like I've seen a few of these vehicles. I don't know how widely used they were. So that's 218. That's going to be too expensive. Let's go for the heavy fighter. And then that'll be useful during Barbarossa, and they were a thing. I bet you they were all burnt down during the Battle of Britain, though. The Panzers can't drive on anything else but roads. Eddie, good to see you, man. You never know, man. There could be worse. Maybe people have never even played Panzer IV that have actually that are in chat. People could just be here for the history. which there's not a lot of history going on. I'm trying to do the best I can. This is like a role play, his semi-historical build, pretty much. They just do not want to give up Valencia. Okay, never mind, they do. They actually do. I don't know how much XP we ground down there, but I am missing 123 light tanks now. But maybe those are just the ones. I'm going to keep this division around. We'll see when my divisions return what they look like. We're going to divert bomber production to cover this order. Yeah, we're going to cheese it. I don't think I'm building bombers yet. I'm building one. Hinterpommernland. There's Kukler. Let's get him back where he belongs with Rundstedt. Probably going to need one more motorized and at least like... How many tank divisions do they have? Battle of France, they probably had like 13. I got 10 in the field. We can probably get away with fielding like 10 Panzer divisions. Our biggest problem is going to be basically that we're going to have way too many light tanks and not enough Panzer IIIs. That's always the problem when I go this build. It's hard to get the Panzer IIIs, and then Panzer IVs are almost... You only need like 30 or 40 of those. I watch HOI4 because I don't have a computer to play on. That's too bad, Zeno. Hello, Lewis. Well, Zeno, there is one more way to push besides tanks and planes, and that is you can do the old World War I strategy, let them slam against you until you attack them. That's the third way to push, but that is a little rough. I'm not going to lie, it's not my first choice. Okay, Army innovations into Anchluss. I got March 1938 as our target date. And we should have enough manpower in the field, and we do. Just barely. So I'm glad I got all those divisions out. Yikes. We're going to get the last cavalry division for von Weiss from Austria. Let's get anti-partisan. We're going to need that. We could make a partisan division, but I'm not going to. Let's max out the paras and just put them over here. 9 divisions. Let's see what this looks like. God, that looks awful. But I feel that's more or less what it would have been like. I don't think that they're shipping them in artillery. I think we should just keep it like that for historical purposes. And then I'm gonna be getting some mountain divisions. Let's see if we can create at least 6 paratrooper divisions. Call it at that. Oh, look at that. Got some experience there on our tanks. That's good. So the Xeno division is coming back as veterans. Missing a few tanks, though. And motorized. Check out our production real quick. Should be okay, especially after we Anchluss. We're going to keep up the civilian and refinery production until we lose Heimarschacht. Germany is kind of cool in that way that we will lose 2 of these guys. So they do have 2 political advisors that basically are lost early on. That's pretty interesting. Let me ask you this. How many of you knew that Danzig was its own country at this point? It was not a part of Poland. The city of Danzig was like an independent city-state. Okay, we got Austria. Now we do treaty with the USSR. Okay, right here, and that's going to give us the buffs to armor technology. The next thing I need to start doing is my doctrines. We're getting close to our target date here of World War II. Let's lay off on this for a bit. Is this guy ready to go? Can I use this guy to do stuff? Yeah. Let's have him infiltrate civilian administration. Maybe he can't do it. Maybe he needs 2 of them. We don't really need to put the squeeze on Yugoslavia. We need to actually wait till Italy attacks them. Let's get that division speed up. I guess I can do this. Quiet intel network. Counterintelligence. Boost ideology. No, his propaganda is going to reduce war support and stability. See if he can do that. The Wolf. I like that. I think your name is Niche 1912. That's cool, man. I had no idea until I started getting into this World War II stuff. Dresden, talking in a German language, perhaps. Where's my Liechtenstein representation? Oh, that's true. Luxembourg? Is Liechtenstein in Luxembourg? That's what I'm assuming. I know that it's its own city-state as well. By the way, I played as Germany too, but I noticed that if you start the war at half part of 1938, you could take Europe really fast. I just had a stalemate with the UK. Yeah, I don't know where we're going on this path. I can take you up to Barbarossa, and then I don't know. All bets are off, guys. I really don't know what's going to happen. And we should develop MP38 because it is 1938. The one doctrine that I know that we should also have is going to be dive bombing because that was a thing. I'm pretty sure that Germany was the only nation that actually used dive bombers, but not entirely sure about that. 327 days, gosh. That's so long. The HOI4, I'm wondering if this is the Stork. This would be cool to put into effect. Oh, but obviously we need the doctrine. Sorry. That was almost a huge mistake on my part. Let's get these guys in with von Witzelben. Japan technically used dive bombers from a certain point of view. Oh, you mean kamikazes? But if you exclude kamikazes, they were level. All those torpedo bombs were level bombers. Dang, Zeno. That would have been cool if he had told you what he did on his deathbed, but apparently he could keep a good secret. That's awesome, man. Just seeing what else we can get here. I'm waiting for the Panzer IIIs. How many upgrades do we get here? So it's going to take me 295 days. We need to have those upgrades. Actually, we technically don't. Okay, treaty with USSR. Then I need Army Innovations 2 to get the upgrades to the tanks, right? Okay, this gives me 1. So I can get Panzer III pretty quickly. And then this will give me Kampfwagen 4 with Army Innovations 2, but I don't get that till much later on. Let's get it now, and that'll give us a short period of time to make Panzer IIIs, I guess, before October 1938, whenever we get Danziger War. The treaty with the USSR, I believe I should have done it sooner. Absolutely. I think this is one of the ones where I couldn't get an exact date, though. I'm pretty sure that the treaty with USSR just means... Because I think the... Let's see what it says. We can pursue a new research treaty with the Soviet Union in order to develop chiefly better tanks. That's what I was going to say, was that it was going to be the tank treaty, and that there was the tank school in Western Russia that I forget, the name escapes me now. If they agree, we can reopen the tank school we closed in Kama, there it is, in 1933. Soviet cooperation will, of course, mean that they will, too, benefit from the innovations made. I think that the tank school in Kama was probably way early on, and I stuck it in here because I just wanted the bonuses to the armor technology. But I think the tank school in Kama was in like 36 or 30, 5 or something like that. They were testing out Panzer Is. And then Kama is somewhere over here near Kiev, I'm pretty sure. Not sure. Maybe it's Vinnytsia. Maybe it's around Vinnytsia, I'm not sure. Grobraumwirtschaft. I have no idea if I said that or that. Definitely butchered that one. So now we're back over here. They will accept the treaty. Okay, who else do we want? Let's get mobile tank designer, medium tank designer. Yeah, we'll go Mann. And then we'll get the Panzer III out a little faster. That'll be good. Good to see you, Waffle and Duca. Slow and steady as she goes, guys. I think Panzer III wasn't coming off the production lines till like mid-39. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the Bottle of Stalingrad. Okay, the next thing to get would be this. But, oh. We can get this pretty early. I know this was used in the Battle of France. So after we get Panzer III, we're going to get Panzer IV pretty quick. What was the exact buff, though? 1 research bonus for armor technology. 2 years ahead of time penalty reduction for... Okay, so I'm going to wait for the Panzer IV so we can crank that out really quickly. And we should get dive bombing. We'll have that worked out. In 1938, Panzer IIIs were in Poland during the invasion, absolutely. And I think a few Panzer IVs were. Armored car will use your Panzer buff. Okay. I feel ya. I'm not going to go for that then. Okay, so these are coming out quite slowly. We really should be focusing on military factories. Let's finish off those 2 refineries and then go for the military factories as fast as we can. How's that for military factory building? Does anyone know when the Soviet treaty with Germany was? I mean, it seems fairly obscure. It was definitely the reopening of the tank school in Kama, but I think that was 35, 36. Lewis, we do have a Discord chat. Just look on my YouTube banner. You're welcome to join. Okay, so here's where I really got to pay attention and dial this in. 1938, Zeno? Well, then I guess I'm right on time. Okay, I need this improved computing machine. That's the Enigma machine, and the famous Enigma machine. And it doesn't look like we're going to get to that. I'm not sure if it's worth going for radio detection. I'm not sure when the Germans had that. I know they had a very basic radio detection device. This 15 centimeters were used, but not very widely in Battle of France. And I keep on saying Battle of France because I have more knowledge about that battle, and because I did some in-depth stuff about that, but it is quite a while ago. I don't have any exact figures, just what I can remember when I set that video up. Let's go for this. We should have... Oh, that's a good... I wonder if we had Flak-Vierling 38. It's in the name. They had it in 1938, so obviously they did. But the Pact 40 wasn't really until 1942, so I don't know. You see these mounted in the back of trucks in North Africa. See, I've seen pictures of that. Got back in 38. Bam! I should have been more confident. Maybe I did do the research. I set this focus tree build up like a year and a half ago or something. And they had radio by now. Do I not have radio? But what about... My question is... I know they would have had radio. But what about... So we have radio. What about radio detection? I guess they would have had it. But were they using radar stations? I don't know. Okay, I need to upgrade my production. We got a few more goodies here, so we're going to do heavy fighters and just a trickle of them. And then we're going to get some AT going. I don't know. It doesn't look like this Dornier is going to happen. Let's take that out. God, we need to increase military production, like right away. Right away. So basically, after that last refinery is made, we're not going to be using Heimarschacht. Now I think we're going to transition into taking Sudetenland, right? Grobraumwirtschaft, demand Sudetenland, September 1938. Okay. Let's pay for those MIFO bills. Make sure they're still running on their own right here. Perfect. That's awesome. San Marino's back. They got Flak 38 in 1940. Thank you for the answer, Zeno. They had radio by now. San Marino, you're hilarious with the dark jokes. Not too dark, man. Not too dark. No, they did not have radar at all in World War II. Zeno, I believe they had a directional type of radar, but it was very, like, they could tell something was heading their way by the end of the war. But that's about it. Make an armored vehicle with anti-air? I'll think about it, Erwin. I love that your YouTube symbol there. That Rommel, he looks pretty mean right there. What? No radar? We're playing historical, man. Are heavy fighters that useful? They have a less agility. Are you going for a historical thing? Historical thing? Technically speaking, I know they were used in the Battle of Britain, but they will be very useful over here. But like I said, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think they were all burned in the Battle of Britain. Mainly, you're able to go to adjacent, so the arc that they make is so big to get air superiority. And they're a fighter, so their main purpose is to gain air superiority. But you see all the arcs that go out and out and out. Basically, if you want to attack into an adjacent territory, if you're lined up here in Poland and you want to go into the Ukraine air zone is this big. You're going to need, like, your regular fighters going from this airbase over into the Ukraine are only going to be able to go about that far. Thus, the amount of pixels, it literally says in the wiki, the amount of pixels that you cover gets inputted into the air superiority equation. So literally, if you just by virtue of you covering all the pixels, which a heavy fighter would do, you get more air superiority because each pixel is worth a number. You know, what those exact numbers are, I cannot tell you, but I can tell you that it is better to cover all the pixels if you are wanting air superiority. They even had radar on the night fighter. Hey, Mohammed. How's Terry's stream going? I saw that he started up. Okay. It's been 1 hour and Poland is still around. Hey, this is a pretty big build up here, man. We got the cipher for Poland. Now let's get the cipher for France. 400 days, are we going to make this? Let's see here. Yeah, we'll make it. Barely. Can my other guy... He can do... propaganda. Down here. There we go. We'll see if that propaganda mission is successful, and we'll see what it actually does. I've not actually been able to test out the propaganda mission yet. Oh. Don't need that. Or this. Nice. Let's get that Swedish tungsten. Okay, so we're going to get a lot of factories from Czechoslovakia. So our military factory production is going to ramp up here late. God, we still need a lot of tanks. We should go Hermann Goring, just because. But what I would like for the cheese is Remilitarization. We'll go Hermann Goring just to fill it up. If you have enough spies, propaganda can be quite powerful. TFT reference. France is a spy. Mod Munstein, you're here, dude. Good morning to you. Yeah, you can show me the Japanese build for sure. Okay, these guys are going to be holding Maginot. We need someone over here. And these guys should be led by Student, but they will participate in the battle for France. Never gonna let you down. Is that the song? Da 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 da. And take me. Never gonna give you up. You just rickroll me by making me think about the song. Rick Ashley. Absolutely, Mohammed. We're going to be taking Luxembourg first. We're just going to defend the west wall here because France will be, if we don't man the west wall, which is opposite the Maginot line, then France will attack into us. No, what? No, no. He was just killed. He wasn't even captured. Jesus, that was so quick. I think that was the first time an Asian has been just outright killed. For me. Okay, almost to demand Sudetenland. And this is where I kind of got to start microing a lot. How we're going to get up to Blitzkrieg by the time the Battle of France happens, I have no idea. Okay, the Munich Conference. Talks have been held in Munich between the leaders of Germany, Britain, France, and Italy to discuss the future of Czechoslovakia. Both the British and the French have accepted our claims to the Sudetenland as legitimate, and their previous offers of support to the Czechs have been rescinded. Recognizing the hopelessness of their situation, the Czechs have surrendered the Sudeten territories to us. Their oppressed German inhabitants will at long last be brought into the Vaterland. So, as you can see here, we gain base war support, which we actually do need, and stability, which is great. So, get that. Let's see here. The next thing we're getting is first Vienna Award. Okay, first Vienna Award, I'm 90% sure here it's going to pay for the MIFO bills with the Czech gold. Or no, it's Fate of Czechoslovakia does. There it is. Uses Czechoslovak gold to reduce the cost of the MIFO. Okay. I forget what First Vienna does. Gives us some buffs to certain things. So we lose Heimar Schacht, which doesn't matter. We're not using him anymore. So this is our transition to war. And if you're just coming in, we're not going to go war economy because supposedly the war economy didn't start till 43. So that's what I'm told. That's what we'll go with. Cringe if you like. Okay, we can get a replacement here. Karl Rahl, this guy, Rico Suave, huh? Well groomed. Let's get him in here. So he has to, can he just go on propaganda? Okay, I guess he can since we already have a network built. Invade Poland. Yeah, good to see you. Nix, wasn't 1943 total mobilization? What I'm being told is 43 from a historical perspective, and I've just based this on what I'm told. War economy was 43. Total mobilization was like late 44, mid to late 44. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a dictator. I'm one humble guy who conquered whole Europe. 45 would be total mobilization. Definitely in 45. We know that for sure because that's when you get the Volkssturm and stuff like that. I think that's what total mobilization represents. Which is surprising. I think that it's going to surprise a lot of people. I think that Germany had a lot more allies than you think, and they used a lot of allied manpower. Definitely have to go for this. God, I really want that medium tank. 63 days. Okay, now the tank production will fill in. And this is about on time for that to happen. Got a tank destroyer and a light SP artillery down there. Can you raise? You're kind of quiet. Did that help a little bit? Did that work, Mohammed? Are we doing good now? I got the mic a little bit closer. Why did Hitler said they could win big time when they invaded in 42? I think that the perception was that the Soviet Union was not ready for war. I don't think that, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that a 20th time. They did not know that the Soviets had the tanks that they had. God, I need that Enigma machine. Just too bad that we can't get to that Enigma machine. Let's go for this. I forget the name. That's the Stork, I believe, is what that simulates. Yeah, there were bad winters during both World War I and World War II. Oh God, now he's captured. Oh boy. Oh boy. Should I just let him go? We're only at 54% here, but we might get it. I need to get more agents, is what I need. Let's get commando trait. I don't know. Get someone a little more stout in there. Okay, now we can go for the big guns. The big guns, though, were not too prevalent in the armies of World War II. We're going to go cheese it a little bit and go Rommel, or we could go military factory production. Let's go Walther Funk. Yeah, we'll get Rommel eventually. Okay, first Vienna award. Now we're going to go into Fate of Czechoslovakia, which is going to pay for the MIFO bills. So we're going to get even more political power. And then these are all 1940 things. Can't get that. The Engineer Company 2 with the entrenchment. I think Military Police 2 is probably a little better. See, the thing about Germany is your generals are already better than everyone else in the area. You don't need Reconnaissance +2 because their reconnaissance is already going to beat the opposing general. And I think the Trickster trait even helps that, and you have a few Trickster generals. We're not defending a lot to where we need the Engineer Company. We are conquering a lot, so I do think that we need to do Military Police 2. Panzerkampfwagen 3 is going to change into Panzerkampfwagen 4. Oh, 323 days? You got to be kidding me. 329 days. Well, we're not going to get Panzer 4 in time. But we are going to crank out a ton of Panzer 3s. So let's see. How many Panzer 2s do I have, period? I think there was like something on the order of 2,000 light tanks in the German army during the Battle of France, something like that. And these have 0 light tanks in them. So this is going to be about like 1,000 that I have so far. So I need another 1,000, and we could definitely get that with the production that we get. 1 a day. We have about 200 days. That's only going to give me about 200 more. But production efficiency is going to increase. Let's cap the Panzer II production right there. And that should be... No, let's do that. And then we're going to need... What did I say? There's about 300 Panzer IIIs in the Battle of France and about like only 40 Panzer IVs. Were they less prevalent? I'm not sure. Submarine model 1940. Bismarck in motion. Tirpitz. You had one job, Rommel. Oh, you guys do bring up a good point. We should build Battleship Bismarck. I'm not sure when it was deployed. Start creating a trickle of these. So we need like 8,000 of these. I don't think we're going to get anywhere close to that. But we need Panzer III production first. We'll see how fast we can churn out these factories. Okay, so we're definitely going to need a lot more infantry. Should be about good. Bismarck 38. Is it already on the production docket? Oh, it looks like we already did it. Let's get these subs out. There was not a battleship called Bismarck, but was Bismarck a Panzerschiff? Because there was a Panzerschiff that came out. I know that Panzerschiff is the term for a pocket battleship. No, that was no. The Panzerschiff was Graf Spee. I don't know. They don't give you Bismarck. You'd have to definitely attempt to upgrade it here to 1940 heavy ship hull. They were laid down in 36. Germany had about 250 Panzer IVs when they attacked Poland. Okay. Germany lost the war because of Rommel's wife. Why? Rommel wanted to go up against Hitler, huh? Are you one of those theorists, von Manstein, that he was a part of the plot? I think he was for sure. I think that's why he was executed. Bismarck was a ship, many not in HOI though. The Bismarck and Tirpitz are Bismarck-class battleships. They probably skip it because you could do wacky things if they give you way too much naval production, A. B, the Bismarck essentially, this is why they skip it. because they essentially sailed it out to sea and it blew up immediately. So it was like a non-factor in the war. Why go through all this extra programming for something that just, you know, wasn't a factor? So I could see it from that perspective. Okay, it looks like we're over our production of special forces. Okay, got commando training. Strength and resistance, efficiency, death chance of our operative on capture 10%, own operative detection chance offset. Operative recruitment choices +1. I don't know. Heinz Guderian is a funny man. Okay, I'm not sure if this is all going to come together or not. We'll have to see here. It's going to be close here in the end. Are we going to get these divisions out in time? So let's see here. Fate of Czechoslovakia, Reassert, Eastern Claims, Molotov-Ribentrov Pact, and then Danziger War is what we're going for here. So we're going to get this in March 39, and we're just barely going to be on track. Okay, we got the localized training centers. I'm just trying to go for another guy here. Let's go for that. Hey, Jorgen. Good to see you. It'll be my Panzer Division to take Poland and France. The Xeno Panzer Division. We have other plans. The fate of Czechoslovakia. We did. So, set up Slovakia as a puppet state. That's what happened. So that's what we should go for. Partition Czechoslovakia with Hungary. I think that happened to a certain extent. But it looks like Hungary already has that piece. And then the other thing that happens is Poland actually invades part of Czechoslovakia, and they get Zwolle here. It looks like they're already given it. So yeah, we just create the Slovakian puppet state. It looks like as soon as you get that, Poland gets Zwolle, and Hungary gets, I think, this strip of land right here. I'm not sure. Southern Slovakia. Okay, now what we're going to do is reassert Eastern claims. Germany takes Memel, March 1939. So this pretty much happens pretty simultaneously with the taking of Czechoslovakia. But in Hearts of Iron 4, it doesn't look like it's too possible. Puppet? Slovakia as puppet, for sure. Now we're historical. I do not know the history of Zwolle. Or Zwolzy. Hungary gets southern Slovakia after the First Vienna War. Okay. Thank you for that, Antonio. Yeah, what is that? The history behind that. I don't know what that region's all about, but it is right here. So we will start extending our lines. And I'll give this a proper army. Look at that man, Joseph Tiso was put in charge of Slovakia. I'm kind of doubting that they had a Slovak tank division. That's where I'm at. Let's give them von Bock. Von Bock was, I believe at this time, a field marshal who definitely participated in, I believe von Bock's charge was up here in the Netherlands for Battle of France, and von Bock also participated in Barbarossa as a field marshal, and I think he was field marshal in the north, if I remember correctly. How are you guys doing in chat over here? Poland automatically takes Zwarzy when you take Sudetenland, for sure. Yo, how many tanks are in that division? I think... Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let me look at that. 60. Not that many. It's hilarious. Just in case you guys didn't see the Slovak tank template, that's it. Yikes. Not worth it. Okay, so it looks like we're going to need to support the Slovaks. Did get one tank division out. That's nice. These tank divisions will participate in the Battle of France. Let's actually put them on a lower priority than everything else. Let's go Army Department. So we've got to reassert Eastern claims, and then the next thing is going to be Molotov-Ribentrov Pact. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to, that Otto Skorzeny is going to be able to accomplish his mission, so let's go ahead and save our other operative. God, how do we save it? Okay, so we go over here, commence when ready, Skorzeny, prepare. Slovak tank division only challenge, Slovakian world conquest. No, that tank template's not as bad as the French tank template. That's literally 4 tank regiments. That's the worst. Because you're just burning all your tanks. That's like the kamikaze tank division, basically. The point of the Soviet-German Pact, the Molotov-Ribentrov Pact, is that basically when Germany attacks into Poland, Germany knows that the Soviets will not back Poland, and the Soviets are given the eastern half of Poland, basically. And that's what it's all about. Rommel for the cheese. Okay, we got dive bombing. Direct ground support did happen by the Battle of France. Let me think if there's anything else pressing. We're probably not going to get armored spearhead in time. That's okay. I could get these bad boys. Upgrade that armored car there. Okay, Molotov-Ribentrov next. Okay, so what we got was Memel, but this happened in March, or we will get Memel. Here we go. Boom. And then we can invite Italy into the faction. Let's wait till after Poland. Guderian's going to have a field day on the Polish here. Yeah, I am. Yeah, we are a little late for sure. Let's get Armored Spearhead as fast as we can. We're going to have that by the time we get into France over here. And I think what's not talked about a lot is the fact that Rommel may have been the father of the Armored Spearhead. We're going to get the Enigma machine, because that had to have been a thing by 1940. So Rommel moving forward as fast as he could with detachments of troops and directing, you know, heavy fire, heavy armored vehicles has got to be like the invention of Armored Spearhead. However, he was pretty suicidal about how he conducted himself in the Battle of France, and probably wouldn't have worked if they did not have. It would not have worked if they didn't have total surprise. Okay, that should work. Guderian is the reason why I keep coming back to HOI4. Guderian is so funny. I bet you he was a short guy. He looks like a short guy with that huge-ass trench coat. German army and the Littorio is the reason why I'm still playing HOI4. So the Littorio was the Italian battleship, right? Did it get sunk? Okay, what else is out here? Got another tank division. Hand him over to Guderian. Okay, let's see here. Let me get my tanks lined up. How are we doing on our tanks? Wow, so light tank 2 we have in stockpile already. So we're going to need that since we have like 10 tank divisions. Let me think here. If we have 10 tank divisions, $240, that should be the proper amount of light tank 2s. So we don't really need as many light tank 2s. I think I remember I had this problem before. And then we have 188 Panzer 3s. Let's go something like that. We're going to need replacements for the Panzer IIs. And then we're going to need a whole lot more Panzer IIIs. I think there was somewhere near 1,000 Panzer IIIs by this time. I'm not sure. Okay. Henschel HS-126. I'm pretty sure that's the Stork. Let's get that produced. I've never used these, but a lot of people have suggested them to me. Should be a lot of fun. At this point, the Germans were getting resources from the Soviets, so we might as well simulate that. The infantry equipment upgrade is pretty tempting. We are behind on resources, and we're going to be even more behind after we get the Polish factories. Let's snap Excavation 2 up real quick, see what that gives us. We need a meme HOI4 stream. Invade Ohio. Invading Quebec would be ahistorical. Can we have some music? I need to get some non-copyrighted music. We can have some music, but it's got to be Donheim. Because that's... I don't have the rights to him, but... I looked into it, and he is cool with me using his music, so... What's up, von Munstein? How's that for music? Good idea. Bob Simple. The movie Euro Trip? Yeah, dude. I can't remember. It's got to be a Chevy Chase movie. This music makes you stress? Okay, is it too loud? Okay, let me turn it down again. Is that a little better? Play Erica? Is that better, Homa? God, it must just be blasting when I do my intro. Scotty doesn't know. This is... I don't want to get a copyright strike, guys. This is all the music that we have on the docket for today. Let me turn this down again. Looks like we just ran out of rubber. Let's get some from Siam. Probably need a refinery or two. Okay, Molotov-Ribentrov Pact. And then Danzig or war. Boom. Is the Battle of Wuhan from HOI4 copyrighted? I'm not sure. I don't from HOI4? No, I pretty sure anything in game I can use. Dude, you play Sabbath? That's awesome. Moscow signs the pact. Wouldn't that be surprising if they didn't? That would totally suck. And I think we're ready for war. I think we're good there. Let's filter in light tanks into the division templates. Sorry, medium tanks. So that'll be the Panzer IIIs. Oh. We got Rico Suave back. Perfect. Let's get that intel network going up in France then. Okay, 90% sure I'm ready for war here. Typically don't get a chief of the Navy, and I want to start getting we're not going to get much more aircraft. God, what should I do with this political power? So could start messing around with this, improve worker conditions to increase stability. Local agent recruitment. Is it gonna allow me to do that? Huh. I'm pretty sure that democracy and communism was banned, but it doesn't look like it's gonna allow me to do that. I'll just stay away from that stuff, I guess. We can get, like, Messerschmitt, designer, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm gonna attack as soon as the focus finishes. That's true. Wait, will you need to prepare before attacking Poland? I think I'm pretty much prepared. Robert, good to see you, man. Are you not able to upload a lot due to a job or something? That is correct. What we've done with these live streams is basically gives me a whole different type of video to create, and the video uploads real time, and it just commits time. I really liked live streaming, so I'm just doing it, and in the background the set piece videos are slowing down, and the live streams are on a schedule every Thursday night and Sunday night. So I've been able to keep up with that, except for I think one day I wasn't able to do it. And then I'm publishing like a set piece video once every other week. There's no timeline for that. I'm just doing it as I go, as I come up with interesting things. Okay, so we got ciphers on France. Let's get ciphers on Russia. But yeah, Robert, I do work full-time. If this was my full-time job, I could definitely get a video out 5 days a week. And maybe even a few live streams on top of that. But I think I'm at the point with YouTube where it's like, should I go quality over quantity? So I don't know. This is going to be a real quick war with all these panzer divisions. Okay, so we got excavation 2. Let's go for this infantry equipment. That's going to buff us a lot. Is there anything that we're trading for that we no longer need? Not really. That excavation 2 didn't do much for us. Have I checked out Ultimate Admiral's Dreadnoughts? Once you get big, I will remember that. The 5-day a week. No, don't. Don't. You tricked me into saying that. No, Robert. Okay, I got the better armor. In Panzer Corps, this is the better armor. That's funny. Okay, so what I need to do here is to create... You're right, von Munstein, I do need to prepare. So we're going to do my classic MP division. We'll duplicate the division that we got from Austria. And then insert MP here. What? Never mind, we're out of Army XP, so that's going to have to happen after the occupation. Okay, so here we go with Danziger War. We're going to conserve oil and keep the Navy in the docks, because this is going to be quite fast. Slow down the speed here. Let me see what we had after Danziger War. It's around Maginot. Duh. This is the time when I start getting really tired and start making mistakes. Can't even find around Maginot. There it is. 28 days. So we got to be quick about this. I wonder if they'll attack into me. They might attack into that. Yikes. Let's take some of von Beck's divisions back. They know what the alternative is. Poland refuses to see Danzig. Okay, so these divisions are heading back over. Hopefully France doesn't attack in because they see divisions in front of them, but no guarantees there. Everyone else has orders. Everyone needs to be aggressive. Don't think anyone has glider planes. And camouflage expert, why not? Oh, call allies check. Okay. Thank you. Xenomorph division must take Warsaw. Will do, man. Will do. Called in Slovakia just right now. Jorgen, war crime time. Okay, here we go. Von Weiss doesn't need to do anything. Don't attack into me. Stay right there. Sometimes they don't even come into the war. But I think that's when I do my rushes. Okay, this is Xeno. Xeno's gonna go boop, 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 boop. That's what you're gonna do, Xeno. Check out Ultimate Admiral's Dreadnoughts. Sounds good to me. The Mr. Terry raid coming in hot. Just in time for the Battle of Poland. Sent by Mr. Terry. We even got music today, boys. Hello, Element. Here we go again. Okay, so these boys need to move. I'm gonna have them move this way. We got the Czech tanks in there, and 50 Panzer IIIs per division. Looking pretty good. Hello, Tintin. You get to design your own ship from the hulls, guns, towers, and even armor. That's cool. Did you get modern battleships in this game? Okay, in come the Allies. Get these guys moving out there, and then I'm actually going to delete Guderian's battle plan because it's superfluous at this point. Surprised we didn't get the overrun there. Hello, Mr. Terry. I DM'd you, man, and thank you for letting me advertise on your Discord channel. I don't think I did it very well, but I was amazed to see that your Discord has, like, oh, what do you call them? Moderators? Because it was funny because I put it up and immediately someone was like, oh, do you have permission? And double checked me, which is good. You have a very active Discord. I need to take notes for sure on how you did your Discord because it is very well run. Playing as Germany, going after Poland. We've signed the Molotov-Ribentrov Pact. We're staying as historical as possible. These battle plans, however, are not historical because that's very hard to replicate. And I do want to highlight the fact that I have a tank template that's pretty close to being historical. We have Panzer IIIs in all the divisions, and there should be Panzer IVs. Because that's how Germany set up their divisions in World War II. They had mainly light tank 1s, light tank 2s, Panzer 3s, which was a medium tank, and then Panzer 4s, which was a medium tank as well, but not as many Panzer 4s. Thanks, I owe it to the admins and staff. I mean, I did an at everyone on Discord, so I think you'll get some more videos. I mean, more viewers. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. But do you have not a tank? I don't. I'm not sure what you're referencing, Mr. Terry. Alright. The Xeno Division is in Warsaw. It happened. Next, Guderian needs to take the fortress at Brest-Litovsk just to lose it immediately after the Polish War, because that should be in Russian hands. Okay, now let me show you what I do with these guys. You just hook around like that, and then these guys can go to low, however they want. Next stop, Paris, for sure. Oh man, this guy's stopping me over here. Let's get another troop across. So this is good. This should be over in like 2 seconds. There we got Krakow. The capital moves to Danzig, and as we said earlier in the stream, Danzig is actually like a city-state at this point. It is not part of Poland, but for Hearts of Iron 4, we're going to treat it like it is Poland. We'll have a division peel off to Brest-Litovsk, because after Danzig... Let's do this. The capital should move to Brest-Litovsk, and then Grodno, or Wilno, I'm not sure. Terry, if you're still on, how did you lose your moderator capabilities on my channel? I didn't see the wrench by your name this time. That was weird. And it was holding all your comments the last time you were on. What do you think would have happened if Germany kept moving west during World War II? I have a lot of videos where I do that in this game. Oh. And invaded England, then America. Yeah, Mr. Terry's right. So the problem is, you have another World War I situation where you have a front on the east and the west, but what the magic of the Battle of France is, the front is the coast. It's the Channel Coast now, and yeah, they can hit you with, England can hit you with bombers and air, but other than that, they're not going to be able to move an army through France. So you can sparsely defend here, focus on Barbarossa, and go that way. So Terry, you can give your opinion about that, but yeah, I don't think it's possible either, because even in this situation, if I didn't hold, even in this game, if I didn't hold the west wall here in Germany, they'd cross from the Maginot forts in here. We're still held up here by, we need to take Danzig here as quickly as possible. Let's up the speed. If this takes too long, England's going to start coming around too. Definitely need to expand on Siam. All the trade is getting cut off from Siam. We definitely need to expand our air force, but we don't have the rubber to do it. Let's make sure we're getting enough guns here, because we have plenty of iron to expand that. And we should be getting the peace treaty here. Perfect. Okay, so here's the real hard part, because in the current meta, now we have to worry about resistance. So Czechoslovakia needs to have martial law, and so does Poland right off the bat. That's key. And I've had a lot of you comment on you can't do overruns anymore. You can if you do that right away. And then let me take my guys back, my agents, and they're immediately going to start root out resistance in Warsaw area and down here in Low. And then I'm going to start paying attention to chat again. Almost to around Maginot. Check casualties. Will do. They tried and failed to take England, for sure. Invasion of America is impossible. Absolutely. Okay, did anyone know this? They had an American bomber, and it may have flown from Germany to South Africa. There is one report of that happening, and it may have actually flown from the Azores over New York. I think there was one bombing raid. God, I forget that. You nodded, my gaming channel, not this one. Sorry, I don't understand, Terry. Do you have two Discords, Terry? Because if Germany didn't invade Russia, Russia would have invaded Germany. Eventually. And Stalin did say that, but I think he was planning on invading Germany much later. Like in 44. Yeah, USSR. Oh, so I modded your gaming channel? I have two YouTube channels, one for gaming and one for history. Yeah. Wouldn't England be easier to invade instead of Russia? So we talked about this earlier, and I've had a lot of videos speculating, because I do a lot of Operation Sea Lions from various countries, and I just call it Operation Sea Lion. But basically, if the key to England starts first with air superiority. You need to have air superiority so that when the English Navy comes down, you're able to take the English Navy out. And at that point, I believe it's entirely possible. If the Luftwaffe can take out the English Navy, that opens all roads up. Because remember, you had attacks in Toronto down here. I believe it was Toronto, where battleships were taken out by biplanes. The Bismarck taken out by a biplane. Like, come on. So the Germans had much better, like, technology other than biplanes. However, the counter argument would be that Germany did not modify like their Stuka into naval warfare purposes. They never had aircraft carriers, etc., and which England most certainly did. But the problem is the aircraft carriers are not really too useful here. This is a mile across at its shortest point. So that's my take on it. I also like to play devil's advocate a lot with these historical battle plans because I feel like in the right situation, a lot of things are possible, but not necessarily with the political figures of the time and, you know, everything that was going on. Angry Mongol noises. Well, you have to wonder also because on the other side, so back to the war with Russia, there's some discussion about Russia in the chat. The Russians did have to worry about the Japanese. And the Japanese could have invaded them. As a matter of fact, it would have helped out Germany greatly. I have also heard that for the Battle of Moscow, there's a rumor that the Eastern divisions that were taken off the line because there was a Russian spy in Japan was false, and that the Eastern divisions never came to Moscow, and that they didn't play a role until after the Battle of Moscow. I've heard that theory as well. It's kind of hard to track down all these records and things. Cue Crash Course Mongol music. The 109s were on bomber escort and not air superiority like they should have been. 109s did not do well in turn fighting, but did excellent at energy diving. The BF-109. Russia invading Japan's possessions in Asia seems far more likely than Russia invading Germany. So guys, it's 11:30. We're gonna end it here, but we can. I'll stick around for a few more minutes of discussion. I showed you how to deal with the resistance in Poland. That's going to be your number one thing. If you don't deal with the resistance early, that'll sap away all your guns because and your manpower. But we have our two spies in Poland reducing resistance, and immediately we put Czechoslovakia and Poland to martial law, and that'll keep the resistance low. And I'm just going over that with you guys because it's so important. And next stream is going to be the Battle of France, and that one's going to be fun. Like you guys have been saying, we're going to go straight for Luxembourg, and we're going to talk about Rommel. We're going to talk about what Guderian did, what Rommel did, and basically how the battle went, and where the French armies were massing, because that's always interesting. Because it's not quite obvious what happened on the French side, why they couldn't muster a defense. So that's what's coming on next week. That's an interesting theory, Homa. Yeah, 8:30 on Sunday. will be the Battle of France. Robert Stats, can you make two kinda like Bismarck ships? How about I try to make one, but I mean, it's not going to come out till like 41. I think that's when Bismarck was downed, though, right? It was just sitting in harbor until 41, right? They sent out the two Panzer ships at the beginning of the Battle of Poland, I thought. And it took a while, but one was sunk pretty immediately, I think, in the north, and then one was, after really disrupting trade down here, the second Panzer ship was sunk down here, I believe. Oh, thanks, Dylan. Phil Cott, what's your spoiler, man? King of the ocean. Good night, Credfield. We are going to be using paratroopers to simulate the glider planes that Germany used early on. And they did use them in Belgium, for sure. And I believe they did invade. They did airdrop into one, if I'm remembering correctly, they did airdrop into one of the Netherlands airports as well. USSR will win? Maybe. I didn't cheese the game enough. We're doing historical partial mobilization till 43, and we're going to stick on limited exports the whole game. If you really want to do well in this game, it's all about what you can produce. So you need to go free trade right off the bat. You get all the research speed, factory output that you need, and then war economy, because that's going to give you a lot more construction. You're welcome for the stream, Credfield. Yeah, I will. I got the channel too. It's gonna have to be a negotiation on my side, so I'll message you guys. Oh, the casualties. I'm so sorry, man. You're absolutely correct. So for the Battle of Poland, Slovakia lost 1K men, Germany lost 24K, and Poland lost 250,000. Wow. Yeah, Germany has a very efficient army. I am. Thanks, man. Yeah, we're almost to 2,000. I'm super excited. Like, it seems like a big number. Like, 1,000 was a very weird number. It was very weird. I was like, it doesn't seem that big, but then you get monetized, and like, when should you monetize and do all that stuff? YouTube is a strange thing, man. There's nothing like it. Did the UK have divisions? They lost 27K, or was it just their Air Force? That doesn't even seem right. France lost 10K somehow. It's interesting. Thanks, Robert. Well, alright guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. This was an awesome live stream. I've really been looking forward to this. Like, I love speed runs and historical builds, and I love playing Germany, I think mainly because of Panzer Corps and back in the day Panzer General. I was a big civilization guy and a Panzer General guy, and I played Panzer General 1 and 2. Oh yeah, I had plenty of hours. I had like tripled the hours. It was just the subs, and you know, I don't have social media, and I don't think I had Discord until after 1,000 subs because everyone was asking for it. So I did it all without social media, and obviously I haven't really promoted myself that much, but this community is awesome. Thanks for the sub, PAF. Good night, Logan. Yeah, plenty of subs but low view hours, huh? Yeah, the gaming, so what I feel like, Mr. Terry, is when I play the gaming channel, when I do this channel, it's my only channel, if I go off HOI4, I get like half the views. And if I do a different game, there's no, what do they call it, evergreen growth. It's basically like you'll get a set amount of views and then it won't grow over time at all. But since this is mainly a HOI4 World War II channel, if I do like, it's almost like 5 stars if I do HOI4. If I do another World War II game, it's like 3.5 to 3 stars. And then if I go completely off topic and I do like Magic the Gathering, for instance, I have had some success doing those videos, but by and large, most of the videos get their views and then stop their growth immediately. So it's interesting. I'm back to focusing on HOI4 and I'm loving it. So it really doesn't matter. Magic the Gathering got really monotonous to me. So HOI4 is a very in-depth game. The gaming channel is only a month old, for sure. Good night, Based. Good to see you, man. Yeah, the game, I really like that Last of Us 2, but because it's so cinematic. But yeah, guys, thanks for coming. I've got a Patreon, and you're able to join channel membership on YouTube. So there's those two things. Please leave a like and subscribe. Let's get to 2,000 as quickly as possible. Please watch Mr. Terry's channel. Go over and check him out. Check out his gaming live streams, and he's got great history videos. So check out his Mr. Terry History channel as well. And Mr. Terry has a very active Discord that is really well ran. I was on there today with moderators and everything that were there. Good night, Dylan, Homa, PAF. Thanks for the live stream, guys. I really had a lot of fun.